here's what I want to do to get your start first off, and you're seeing a second what actually happens. So
Mhm.
if we look at this angle from your shin right here,
Mhm.
right, look where that's going, right? It's pointing
Mhm.
almost straight up. This is a
Yeah.
good angle. I might bring this foot in a little bit right here, right?
Mhm.
So you have a little bit more push, a little more
Right.
power off of it. So just scooting it up a little bit,
Mhm.
right? But we see that angle with our shin, it's pointing straight up. So either, right, either you're gonna pop straight up or something else is gonna have to happen. So let's
Mhm.
watch what happens. Let me go back to okay. So when we get going, right? I was pretty
Mhm.
fast, but watch what happens. So this first step, see that that's a false step right there.
Yeah.
So you see how you put that's a good angle, right?
Mhm.
But do you see how you have you so I wish I could show you how long this is, right? But if we're running
Mhm.
a 40 right now, this time that it takes to do that, that
Mhm.
might be point 0.2, point 0.3 tenths of a second,
Mhm.
and that's taking you from 5.1 to 4.8 or 4.9 just by
Mhm.
fixing the start, right? So if we get the initial stance right, we can get into this position,
Mhm.
which is where we want to be because that looks good on that lead leg. So if we can
Mhm.
get ourselves into this position and then we just push out from there,
Mhm.
that's where we want to be. So this is good because your shin and your torso angle match. That's what we want when we're driving out. But that would be my biggest thing for you as you work through the rest of this week is trying to get yourself into this position so we don't have to waste any time going and doing this part right there. Does that
Mhm.
make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now let's all right, I want you to listen to your feet, right?
Mhm.
Don't even look, just listen. Did you hear the chop, chop, chop in
No,
there?
I don't have
Oh, you don't have
sound.
audio? All right, never mind. Okay, so right here,
Yeah.
okay, so we push, right here is
Mhm.
when we want to, where are we at? Where are we at? Okay, right here is when we want to take this foot and
Mhm.
jam it and punch it back into the ground. So
Right.
here's our hip, right? Our hip angle, it could be, it's probably more right about here, but we want this foot to go down and back and attack right at the line of where our hip is.
Mhm.
What's going to happen, it's not too bad on this first step, but what will happen, okay, is that we just kind of let the ground come to us,
Mhm.
right? Do you see that?
Mhm.
So the big thing for you this upcoming week is I want you thinking attacking a back behind your foot. Okay, so
Mhm.
right there, right
Mhm.
as you bring that foot through, right when you get that hip to this degree, right, or at that highest point, I want you to think smash the foot down and back on the
Mhm.
ball of your foot, down and back on the ball of your foot. Okay,
Mhm.
like imagine there's a little nail back here and you have to hammer it down with your foot.
Mhm.
So what happens, right? We see that, boom, and this is gonna that right there is just gonna mess up your second step.
Mhm.
Always, instead of projecting, it's slowing you down, and now you're pushing, and
Mhm.
then look, now you're trying to make up distance. So
Mhm.
where does that foot land again?
Right. Yeah. Right in the middle.
Right in the front, right? It's about to land. It's about to land right. It's about to land like right about here when we
Mhm.
want it to be right about here. Okay,
Mhm.
so what we need to do for that second, and this all comes from that first step too. If we get that
Mhm.
first step right, it'll help aid us because right about here,
Mhm.
oh, right in between that frame, I can't really get it. We'd
Mhm.
always right here already want to be boom pushing and projecting ourselves forward.